Okay, let's dive right in. We're going to take a really strategic look at the financial forecast for 2026 and 2027. And we're doing it through a pretty unique lens, a convergence of astrological and metaphysical systems to see what these fire horse and fire goat cycles really have in store for our wealth. But first, a little bit of historical context. These 2 years have a pretty intense name, right? The red horse and red goat calamity. Now, what does that mean for us today? Well, try to think of it less as a disaster and more as a great, powerful, cleansing reset. So here's how we're going to break it all down in this explainer. We'll start with the big picture, the Great Fire Reset. Then we'll dive into 2026 and 2027 individually. After that, a little cosmic reality check from the planets, and we'll wrap it all up with a strategic roadmap just for you. Okay, first up, the Great Fire Reset. Let's really get a handle on the foundational shift that we're all living through right now. We've officially entered what's known as Period 9. It's a 20-year cycle and is completely governed by the fire element. Now, the most crucial thing to understand is that value is shifting, big time. It's moving away from those slow, tangible assets, old school industry, and rocketing towards intangible value. Think digital innovation, personal branding, and high-speed change. Now, this is where it gets really fascinating. Look at how fire interacts with the other elements. In 2026, you've got this intense yang fire, like a blinding sun, and it can create these wild, speculative bubbles and, sudden crashes. But then in 2027, the energy shifts to a more focused yin fire, which supports strategy and refinement. And notice metal, which represents finance, it's either being forged or melted. We're talking about a massive transformation in banking. So that sets the stage perfectly for our first year, 2026, the year of disruption. And it is all driven by the super high-speed energy of the fire horse. Yeah, the fire horse year is the absolute peak of that intense, solar-powered young fire. It's a time that rewards decisive, lightning-fast action and high visibility. It absolutely punishes hesitation. So what's the key takeaway here? Your traditional 3-year business plan, it's officially obsolete. Agility is everything now. So where are the opportunities? Where's the action? Well, AI and data centers are being called the modern version of prime waterfront property. That's huge. Of course, you need the energy infrastructure to power all that. And with supply chains getting a total makeover, logistics become the global accelerator pedals. Even hospitality and tourism get a major boost from all this movement. Okay, after that absolute sprint, the energy totally shifts. Welcome to 2027, the year of integration. This year is all about creative resiliency under the influence of the fire goat. And this just illustrates the difference perfectly. If 2026 is the wild leap, then 2027 is the graceful landing. We're going from a blazing sun to a focused candle. We move from disruption and sheer speed to integration and real strategy. And value itself shifts, from pure visibility to authenticity and meaning. So this shift opens up a whole new creative economy. It makes sense, right? As AI handles more of the technical work, the demand for authentic human experience just skyrockets. We're talking design, fine arts, craftsmanship, spiritual wellness, and collaborative team-based ventures are going to thrive. It really proves that old saying, your network truly becomes your net worth. Now, let's zoom out for a quick cosmic reality check. Because what's so fascinating is that these themes, they aren't just in Eastern metaphysics. Major planetary events in Western astrology are pointing in the exact same direction. The biggest event by far is the Saturn-Neptune conjunction on February 20th, 2026. This is the bursting of the bubble. You see, Saturn is structure, it's reality. Neptune is illusion, it's dreams. When they meet, every speculative dream has to be grounded in cold, hard reality. It's a major financial reckoning. This timeline really maps out the entire 2-year period into 5 strategic phases. And you can see the flow, right? We start with a reset, a time for discipline. Then comes the acceleration surge, where momentum is everything. By mid-2026, things get volatile in the spotlight and squeeze phase. And then we pivot to resiliency before finally entering the creative harvest in 2027. So here's a summary of the whole thing in a SWOT analysis. Strengths, we've got rapid innovation and high visibility for personal brands. But the weaknesses are real too. Emotional impulsivity and a huge risk of burnout. The big opportunities, they're in blockchain and that pivot to human-centric value. But you have to watch out for the threats, market volatility, and a potential regulatory squeeze. Okay, let's bring it all home. Time for your strategic roadmap, complete with some zodiac-specific financial guidance. First up, the aggressive expanders: horse, tiger, and dog. You guys are in a prime position to make big moves. For the horse, it is your time. Step into the spotlight and lead. For the tiger, your path is all about investing and learning and rewriting the rules of your industry. And dog, you are in a natural trine. Use that advantage to spot the best deals before anyone else does. Next up are collaborative wealth builders, goat, rabbit, and pig. For you, success comes directly from your networks. Goat, you want to focus on creative ventures. Rabbit, your diplomacy is your secret weapon for navigating complex opportunities. And for the pig, it is time to release stagnant assets. Let them go to gain clarity. Now, for the analytical risk managers, that's you, rat, ox, and rooster, the strategy is all about caution and discipline. Rat, navigate with patience. Ox, your status is a huge asset, but you have to protect your reputation at all costs. And rooster, this is a time for observation, not overcorrection. Emotional discipline is key. And finally, our flexible visionaries: monkey, snake, and dragon. Your adaptability is your superpower. Monkey, success comes from pivoting quickly, from travel, and from bold moves. Snake, you have to trust your intuition. Your sense of timing is a critical asset. And dragon, it's time to focus on concentration and true ownership, not just being on the sidelines. So it all comes down to this. The forecast for 2026 and 2027 calls for a cleansing fire. It's a period of intense transformation that is going to test every single one of us. The only question that really matters now is, when the heat is on, will you forge or will you fold?